So I'm talking a little bit about the Alliance War beta today that actually started yesterday. So right now they run for 48 hours, but the first 24 hours is the prep day. It's a little long for prep since there's not really much prep to do. I'll show you guys that here in a second there. Give it a little bit for the stream to go through since there's a slight delay and for people to join up who want to watch and all that jazz. In the meantime, I'll just do a random arena. Oh man, I managed to get top 100 last week, but it was really close. If you go all the way down here to the bottom of the list, all the way down at rank 99 was me. I barely snuck in. I feel bad because there were probably other people that were 624 that didn't make it. Yeah, I'm streaming some Alliance Wars. Yeah, it is. I'm actually not going to talk too much about it because there's not really too much to talk about. Nidhug makes a good point there. I'll show you all that in a second. I don't think I can beat Anarchy. Can I beat him? If he has a slow Rosie, I can beat this team. He does. I should be able to beat this team. I know, right? That double XP coming through. It's nice when it lines up with these type of events too, because all you're doing is farming some zone over and over again. Yeah, I've had the Order Spellbinder for a while. Yeah, she's great for like getting turn 1, but I would much rather have an Nat. I could, if I had a Nat, the nature one, I would be able to do like there's two dungeons that I can't do stage 6 of that if I had a Nat I could do because she provides more healing. So yeah, we're gonna kill his Oathbow. Really, he's gonna stand no chance unless he resists this. If he resists the sleeps, he didn't resist, so good game. Because I do 2 sleeps. See, it's like all that. What did the Spellbinder do for me? She gave me turn 1. That's all she's there for. And honestly, I would much rather run a speed team that was based off of like the other Oathbows that damage scale off of speed, like the Chaos one, and then not have to worry about using her to get turn 1, and I could substitute her in for like a better healer or something like that. And now I could make an auto team that was very similar to this, except didn't rely on, you know, a Nat doing her thing, or not a Nat, Eos doing her thing first. Because the problem is like this team on auto sucks. Like you see all my turns, like the man up from auto and from my order mechanic, her extra turn or whatever are all going towards my Jung Ma. On auto, they don't do that. They just kind of randomly cast it, so it kind of sucks. It's not as good. Oh yeah, 5 lesser ones. I recently crafted Gaius, and to ascend him, I took 1,000 lesser ones and fused them up all the way up to whatever the greater ones. Is that what they're called, greater? But yeah, I went in here. And I still have 441, but I had like 1,500, and I fused them all up to greater ones. So it's just so hard to get those, and that's how many lesser ones I had. It's ridiculous. What happened here? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. Anyways, so let me jump into Alliance Wars. Hopefully it kept the stats. Okay, good. So I kept these up over here. The one thing that they absolutely need in Alliance Wars that they don't have right now is some sort of statistics, some sort of record, you know. They give you this thing on the side over here. So whenever you come in, you'll like first of all, you start off and you have 24 hours of just looking at these 3 towers. and you can go in and everyone on your team can place down a defense, and that's it. That's what you do for the first day. Is you fill up these 3 towers with defense. It'll show you, how much you get. These are 20 per minute. These ones are 4 per minute, and these ones down here are 2 per minute. So they increase the closer to the middle you get. So obviously you want your stronger defensive teams in the middle. Your weaker defensive or your low level players guys go on the outside. But the first day, literally 24 hours, you don't have access to these side towers or nothing. It's just these 3 main towers. The main spine. Not quite sure why that has to take 24 hours, but it does. So then once it starts, you can attack. I'm not sure if you can attack. People were saying that you can attack anyone. So like I can go over here and battle like one of these if I wanted to for some reason. So you can start attacking people. By default, these little side towers start off with sort of NPCs on them. This is going to have some NPCs down at the bottom. See, teams like this. Very easy teams to beat. Once you occupy 50% of the tower, then you claim it. And once you claim it, then you're able to fortify it. And fortifying generates additional points per minute, right? So this whole thing kind of plays out like King of the Hill, or capture the zone, and you try to like control a zone, and the longer you control that zone, the more points you get. So that's how it plays out, and the closer you are to the middle, the more points you get. And we have Z Priest right now just holding this middle area down. So after the war started, you come in here and you can see based off of what territories your guys are at. So the white circle is sort of a visual indicator of where my ships are at. I only have 3. So we can see 3 white circles. I have one on the outside tier, one in the middle tier, or one in this, I guess, the mid tier, and then one on the higher tier, or this inside tier here. Poor Archangel Alliance. They're getting backed into literally their only fort up here. But yeah, so that's where I have my 3 guys right now, or my 3 ships. And if you look over here on the right, it'll show me, how much points or how many points I've gotten from each one of those locations. And you can see that Tower of Steel, the one at the top there, is the inner one. It's giving me a lot more points than anywhere else, right? Once you click these, they go away. And then now if I go out and come back, well, it hasn't been a minute. If I wait a minute, go out and come back, it'll tell me how many points each one of those things have given me in that minute. So there's no way to tell how many total points I've gotten because it goes away once you click those. So I'm not even sure. I guess they're clickable so that it cleans up, but I don't know. And then it also keeps. Okay, so there. I just got points. The points just rolled in. And you can see that I got 4 from the outside, 8 from the middle, and 20 from the inside center, right? Maximize, I'm not the leader of the alliance, but I have assist or whatever the thing is, so I don't, and then why not let everyone see it? Like, I really don't get why they don't show more statistics to everyone. The leader thing, it does nothing right now. So I'm clicking, as you can see on the screen, it's lighting up, but nothing's happening. So I think they haven't implemented that yet. So maybe that will show you a breakdown of points as they come in. That would be cool. Another thing they need to show you is, I left this up here, but on the right side, it shows me where my defenses have succeeded and where they failed. So you can see that I had a failure on the academy. I had a pretty weak team set down here right here, and someone from Salty Dogs came in and just wrecked him. He saw that I was like the low-hanging fruit on the academy. So he took me out there, and that's where this failed come from. So let me know I had a defense failed. I click it, it's gone. And now it's like gone forever. I can never know that defense failed there. And then I can see that I have my strongest team over here on the Tower of Steel, and it has 2 successful defenses. Awesome. Well, if I click those, and now they're gone. Well, I would like to see it's a global log of all the battle records, so you can see who's attacking who where, and whether or not the attack succeeded or failed. I think just being able to scroll through that would be awesome. A record of where fighting happened. But I did look. There's a beta forum for the Alliance Wars specifically, and from last week, that was one of the comments that someone made. Was like, give us statistics. We want to see a breakdown of everything, of all the fighting, of all the points gained. We want to see an MVP. We want to see, the most useful person. We need more information about what's going on in a meta sense. So yeah, I 100% agree with that. What up, McGiblets? Just started playing. Do you have any beginner guide videos? Recommend any good resources? So if you're familiar with Summoner's Wars, the videos I have an equipment video, and I have a how to gear video for all the different elements. They don't include some of the newest guys, but you can get a general idea of like how to gear a DPS versus a healer versus a support. I kind of tried to. I took some from YDCB from Summoner's Wars, how he did a how to gear series that was really helpful to me when I was first playing that game. So I kind of put those out there to kind of help people. I used to have a how to play as a free-to-play video up there on my Twitch video on demand, but Twitch took it down because they take down stuff after like 2 weeks, and that was before I created a YouTube account. So if you look down, if you're on like the Twitch main page, and you look down beneath where you're watching the video, there should be a link to my YouTube channel. Eventually, I want to have it to be youtube.com/JC_gaming, just like my Twitch handle is. But you have to have 100 subscribers to get a custom URL. So it's some random string now. So there's a link to it. Also, if you go to Reddit, I link to it on Reddit as well. But if you go there and you look at the playlists under my YouTube account, I have everything but the very first guide I ever made. So you can go back and look at the equipment guides. You can go back and look at the how to gear guides. And I'm always here, to answer questions on Wednesday. If you just, have any general questions, I can actually talk a little bit about what I covered under the free-to-play guide. I'll do that after I finish talking about showcasing Alliance Wars here. So anyways, yeah, that's what I think they need to add. Another thing that would be cool about Alliance Wars if they made it more combat focused. Right now, it's kind of like you win. It's if you look at the score, it's not really a fair war. Salty Dogs is a good alliance. I've fought in many of their guys in the top 100 arena many times. But Archangel, I really haven't seen many of their guys. I think maybe one or two of them I've found. I think they kind of got shafted by getting matched up against us and Salty Dogs. And as you can see from the territory control, there's not very much blue. So I feel bad because they're probably feeling like, what's the point of even playing? Which actually, maybe this is a good learning experience for Rumble. Maybe they need to do, they get like some sort of special power boost based off of how much territory you don't control. That way the team that's clearly gotten the short end of the stick as far as matchmaking has some sort of way to at least give a fighting chance. But yeah, I really want to see Z Priest right away. He took over this middle spot, right? And you get 20 points per minute and 100 per minute for fortifying it. Oh, that's another thing. Once you gain majority control, someone can come in and click on it and just click this fortify button. It takes one of your energy. It takes an energy to fortify. It takes an energy to buff. It takes an energy to attack. And it takes an energy to place a bounty. And you can have 5 at a time right now. And they refill every, hour 45. But yeah, so he came in. So he spent 3 energy to plop down defenses and take over this center territory. And then I spent 1 energy to fortify it. And we immediately started getting 160 points per minute. And he has yet to be, he's been challenged, but no one's been able to dethrone him. He was attacked many, many times, but had all successful defenses. And I would love to be able to go back and look and see that how many people wasted energy, or not wasted, but, spent energy trying to attack him and not being successful at it. And also that kind of, that's the limiting factor in this. You can only attack based off of how much energy you have. So if you see that the enemy teams are expending all their energy trying to take Archmage Tower in the middle, you know that it's safer to kind of skirt closer to them on these bottom ones because they're not going to have the energy to retake it once you take it from them. Yeah, statistics would really help with that. You know, just being able to see a battle log of who's attacked who and what the results of each battle were. Anyways, so how you attack, you have to have a ship free. So right now, that's actually why I popped a ship here. So I have a ship here that just has some placeholder guys, and it's, you know, generating 2 points per minute. Not really a big deal. So I'll go to set defense, and I remove my guys from there, right? So now that 2 per minute I was getting from there is gone. And you can see the white circle's gone, and I now have 1 out of 3 of my ships available. So then I decide who I want to attack. So we have the dungeon already. It looks like this one right here is split 50-50. So if I look and count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 out of the 10 zones. You need 6 out of the 10 zones in order to, you know, have majority control. Maximize the energy is going to be viable. No, they shouldn't make it because then it's just going to be who buys the most energy. Like I don't think they should make this energy purchasable. I think there should be a limit in how much each individual person can do. Because okay, look, Z Priest is by far our strongest person. We have some other people like Chan, Quaze. So Quaze is a relatively new person that shot up in not only rank, like he's level 41 now, but also in like his quality of barracks. He has like 6 nat 5, 7 nat 5. I don't know. He has a ridiculous barracks now, right? And so if we just our alliance alone, we could have like our top 4 people. If they just wanted to spend money, they could just do everything themselves because they each have like 10 ships apiece or whatever the maximum is, and they could just wreck, and it would be, you know, like a 3-4 man show. You need to be able to limit, you know, and energy is a good way to limit either energy or ships. Since you want the ships, which people have already paid for, to count for this as well, you want to say, hey, you already spent money on ships, so you have a slight advantage in Alliance Wars. Keep the ships the way they are, but limit the energy. Like that's what I was saying. And there's still encouragement to buy. You know, if I bought a 4th ship, I could do more. I could help more. But yeah, I don't think you should be able to purchase energy. There has to be some way of making it so that your top players can't just control the whole thing. Because that's bad strategy to not do that. You know, like if I was going to spend money, it would be better strategy if we wanted to win an Alliance War to give $5 to Z Priest so that he could buy more energy and continue to wreck. Then it would be for me to buy it for myself. You see what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, or limit the purchasing. Some way that you can strategize. I mean, I think being able to strategize, knowing how many attacks the enemy has used, is something that's invaluable. You know, you need to be able to do that. Anyways, so let's see. Who could I actually attack? This is an interesting combo right here. What does the dark one do? Because my main team is sitting over there defending one of the inner rings right now, and I don't want to plop them up, obviously. Yeah, just the Berserk thing. I wonder... He has a fast Rosie. Rosie's annoying. Is it skilled up? It's probably skilled up. Oh, well, skilled up enough to have the evasion duration. What's equipment add on him? Interesting. I could maybe do that. I could also maybe do canvas here. I'm trying to get my Encore 6-starred eventually. After I get my guy 6-star. Let's have super, yeah. I'll try doing Commander X right here. I just don't have my A-team. Let's see. So his only damage comes from. Well, actually, no. You know what? No. I have to. Oh, they actually took another spot. While I've been sitting here talking, they took a 6th spot, so they actually control this area. So whenever someone takes something, let me show you. They get a shield here for 600 seconds, right? So for 10 minutes, you can't attack them. So, yeah, I mean, I'm still going to attack it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a bounty on it. So this means that if the next person to attack this gets a boost in their attack, so that should help out, obviously. And then I can go down and who was it that I was going to hit instead? Yeah, I think Canuva's here. Because of the team that I have to bring, I'm basically just going to utilize Gwaine to tank his only DPS here. And his Petra isn't going to hit my only damage dealer that I'm going to bring. These are all good things. So let's see, who else do I want to bring? I wonder if I could bring... Well, no, if I bring a water guy, then his Petra's going to hit the water guy. Do I care, though? That's another thing. You need multiple... You have to leave defenses behind, so you really need however many ships you have times 5, like, permutations of decent teams. Otherwise, you get in this situation here where you're like, well, I have a ragtag team. You know, I have to use the leftovers from my other teams to try to form a team to attack them. Maybe I'll do something like this. I mean, his, you know, Petra is going to hit my Sylvus, but it should be alright. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, you should put your main teams in places where, you know, fighting is going back and forth. Hopefully they don't see that Maximus. Scary looking teams with no gear. I mean, they can look. You can look at people's gear before you fight them. So yeah, that kind of scratched Gwaine a little bit. Ain't nothing. I actually think I might. Should I go for Petra first? Nah, whatever. We'll just take out his DPS. Ooh, that hurt him. No, we'll just taunt people off. So we're gonna taunt. I'm not gonna hit his Anchor right now because he has the counterattack going. That should be good. Ooh, that hurt, didn't it? So we're gonna give him vulnerability and counterattack. This used to be my arena team. Can I stun? There we go. Now I'm gonna try to take out his Petra. Nope, couldn't take him out. Stunned again. Oh, so close. Come on. There it is. Alright. GG. Alright, so... Oh, I forgot I put a bounty on it. So, when you put a bounty on something, you know, you get increased attack. They don't say by how much, but... I mean, I probably would have won this even without the bounty. I just want to show you guys how you can use bounties. But anyway, so okay, I just won that. Now I'm going to be locked here for 60 seconds, or 60 seconds, 10 minutes, 600 seconds, so that they can't take it for 600 seconds. But I tied it back up 50-50. So we still need one more person to come in here, and if we get 6 out of the 10 spots, majority of the spots, then we gain control of it, and then we can place a fort on it, which increases our defenses, boosts our defense. We don't know what boost means. Maximizes the guy. So Maximize is about to capture the temple, and you'll see it'll announce it both up here in Alliance chat, and this is really cool. They have a war chat. So it looks like this whenever you take something. But war chat is really cool because it's shared between all the different alliances that are fighting in the war. Let's see. Did I type that right? Kind of. So, oh, Death took it. So now that we have the temple, I can spend my last energy here to boost it. And there you go. Now we built a fort. So now we're generating an additional 15 points per minute, whatever they call their points. I guess they're just war points. That's another thing that would be cool is once you fortify something, there's no way to tell who fortified it. So whenever they're building the leaders thing or the stats thing or whatever it is, or if you just wanted to say, fortified by so and so from the Rupture Wave, so and so at this guild sort of deal. Um, yeah, that would be pretty cool. If you could see who fortified it. And they did the whole bounty, fortify, and boost thing, so that people that are newer to the game can still contribute to the alliance, even if they can't attack and they know they have no chance whatsoever of taking on any of the teams that they're up against. They can spend their energy just on boosting, placing bounties, and fortifying what's currently been won. So they can still contribute even if they're not contributing in a directly offensive fighting capability. That being said, I'm keeping this here just to generate some stuff because these slots are all full. I have this guy here just generating stuff and defending, and now I have this guy just sitting here defending. So that's it. I'm basically done. What's up, Rychart? Yeah, I'm actually talking about it. No, I haven't. The only bug I saw was on my phone. This bar, the health bar for Freylight Swamp, like extended halfway across the screen. But it is cleared up on BlueStacks, so and that's just probably a one-off visual bug. Uh, no bug unless this leaders button is supposed to do something. We were hoping it was going to give you like a breakdown of what points are in, but no. So far, I haven't seen any bugs. Um, you know, I can ask the alliance. Anyone seen any bugs? But yeah, so far it's pretty good. Okay, so it's just a placeholder button then. Yeah, so you probably missed early in the stream, and I was saying that's what I think is really missing from this is a points log and a combat log. I'd like to see all those. I just want to see Z Priest's defense log for this middle zone here. He took it in like the first 2 minutes that the war started. He came in here and he set down these 3 defensive teams, and no one has taken it since. It's been pretty awesome. Yeah, and I talked a little bit about how I think energy needs to be limited so that you can actually strategize based off of knowing how the opponent is using their energy. But anyways, it's been fun. Yeah, if you go back and watch the stream on demand or after I upload it, right? I'm not going to go over it all again, but I actually did an attack. I walked through what my strategy and gameplay has been and everything. But my gameplay is over now. You can see I have 0 energy and all my ships are deployed. So I go back to playing the rest of the game, which it's good and bad. Like since it's new, I want more to do, and if I had more ships, I could do more. But at the same time, once this becomes something that happens on a regular basis, I'm also going to want to play the rest of the game. And since it lasts 24 hours, you don't want to punish people who can't constantly be on. So coming on, every, almost 10 hours, I think it's an hour 45. So that would be 10 hours minus 15 times 5 is an hour 15. So like 8 hours and 45 minutes. Did I do that right? So yeah, come on every 8 to 9 hours, spend your energy, and do that. 24 hours is 3 times within the war. And assuming you're not purchasing energy, that's basically it. So yeah, it's not something that you have to constantly be doing. If it was a 24-hour war and you had to constantly be in here doing it, it would get exhausting. So that it is kind of a good thing, even though because it's new and I want to do it more, it doesn't seem like it's a good thing. In the long run, I think it will be a good thing. You don't want wars to be something that just is so time consuming that people get burned out on it. But anyways, I need to take care of my ship sitting here idle. I have a XP boost. Oh no! Wait. Okay, I was about to say, did I just complete this? Because I thought I still needed 21 more. I still need 21 more. Let's see if I have some energy. Nope, I got no more energy. Sorry guys, gotta buy some energy. I can't let my stuff go to waste. Oops, I just shrunk the screen a little bit. Oh well. 40 seconds on what? Ah! Thank you, Maximize. I almost lost some Ultimate Alliance essences. That would have been bad. I'm saving them. Once I get to stage 2 of the event, there's a thing where you have to collect Ultimate essences, and so I've been saving them in my inbox up until the last second, and well, up until the last minute. It wasn't supposed to be last second. I'm glad I'm on stream and someone caught that. Well, if I wasn't on stream, I probably would have caught it myself, to be honest. But yeah, that would have been bad. Yeah, you get a thank you in written form as well. Alright, let me send these guys out. Let's see, I have another. There he is. I pulled like 5 of these guys just from farming the Chaos Temple. It's crazy. Which I'm not complaining, that's good food. Food that starts off at 3 stars, I'll take it. Alright. But anyways, let's see if anyone else has attacked. Nope. So I guess I gave up attacking my team in there. I'm sure if Salty Dogs gets over here and decides to try to come in from this angle, they might be able to take it. But man, poor Archangel. They're stuck up there at the top. And meanwhile, we are taking over like spiders. The alpha male spiders. Anyways, alright, so earlier in Twitch chat, we had McGiblets asking, some tips coming from Summoner's Wars into this game. So the big difference between this game and Summoner's Wars is this game has a concept of airships. And, an airship, it takes one airship to do one content. So if you're doing dungeons, you need an airship free to run a dungeon. If you want to do the PvE stuff, the campaign stuff, you need an airship free to enter one of these zones. I can't enter anything right now because mine, as you can see, they're all being used. The 2 things you don't need an airship for are the arena. You can go into that as much as you like without any airships. And the Path of Ancients. Path of Ancients is their version of TOA. I will say it's a lot harder. In general, this game, compared to Summoner's Wars, is a lot more difficult. You'll hit a wall sooner than you would have in Summoner's Wars. But just like any game, you can either pay money and go right through it, or you can grind out some better gear, wait and get some better pools and get through it that way. As you can see, I'm VIP 1. They also have this concept of VIP, so the more money you spend, you get sort of this passive bonus to your account based off your VIP level. You get VIP 1 just by spending $5 buying the $5 starter pack. So I've spent $4.99 on the game, and I've beaten all the content on normal and what do they call their difficulties? Standard and hard. I still have to do these final 3 zones on Master. I'll probably get to that eventually. But I've been able to do that, get top 100 in Arena. I can do about 3 of the equipment dungeons reliably, stage 6. All of them on stage 5 reliably. And I've gotten to 19 in Path of the Ancients, without having to pay anything, which is, as a free-to-play player, it proves that you can succeed. You can achieve things. And I have no Nat 5s. I actually just got my first Nat 5 because I crafted it. So you'll see a lot of elements that came from Summoner's Wars, sort of the general turn-based combat, the stats are fairly similar. If you look at my equipment guide, I talk about the stats, so I would recommend looking at that. Thanks, Ratchart. But there are some difference when it comes to aim and block and how they interact with combat. I personally like Alliance a lot better than Summoner's Wars and how aim and block work. Well, I like how aim works better. Block is kind of in a weird place. I could see block getting tweaked in the future. Right now, it just blocks debuffs. It doesn't really, so it kind of acts like resist did in Summoner's Wars. Whereas aim increases your chance of landing a debuff and increases the chance that you proc the debuff. So if you have a 50% chance to stun, you can stack aim and get that up to 100% chance. That's awesome. Block only gives you one benefit, and that's a chance to block a debuff from happening. It would be cool if block also, like, when it triggered, had a 50% chance to reduce damage taken by 50% or something like that, you know, some other beneficial component to it besides just, let's see, so right charge saying it, a chance to reduce damage from every attack by about 15%. Yeah, okay, so it does decrease the damage you take, or it has a chance to decrease the damage you take, but it's only 15%, versus if you look at the super crit set, the Vortex set, it's a 50% chance to increase your crit by 200%. That's what super crit is, a 200% damage. So, you know, there's a set that, you know, I don't know. I think it should be like a like 25% or maybe even 50% damage reduction, but on a smaller percent chance to happen. I don't know. Yeah, I have noticed that since the last patch, you guys slowed down the combat text, which is really useful because it gives you a better idea of what's going on. So yeah, I do see blocks. It used to be that everything just kind of happens in a flash, but I am seeing more blocked attacks happen. But I've never really seen someone survive off of, like, if something gets blocked, I'm typically like, oh crap, they blocked the sleep or they blocked my debuff. I'm not like, oh, they blocked the damage that I was gonna do, you know. Okay, so the best way to farm is just like in Summoner's Wars, where your number one priority when you start the game is you want a farmer. And you say you have Petra, so you are on the right track. Petra is the best farmer because if you look at his skills, he can heal himself. He can heal himself, and he can shield the team, which for farming is just healing himself. And he has that leader skill that he increases the XP that everyone gets. So he's made to be a farmer. What I would do is use your Petra and just put HP gear on him, like stack HP as much as you can. Put crit rate on his weapon because there's no point in using anything else. And then put block on his bottom two sets. So if you go to Reddit and you look at the sidebar, there's some guides there. One of the guides is an equipment guide, and it talks about what equipment can have what stats. So the last two slots, which is your ring and your boots, they can only have block, speed, and aim. I think that's it. Block, speed, and aim. I'm missing one. I could look at it myself if I wanted to pull it up. But anyways, if you go to the subreddit, which is linked to right here on the side. So actually, since I'm here, I can show you what I'm talking about. So yeah, if you go over here, there's equipment stats. And the very first thing it does is show you what pieces of gear can drop what. So yeah, aim, block, and speed. So on your rings and your boots for him, you just want block for now. Because you just want him to be tanky and you want him to do damage. He does damage based off of his HP. So there's no reason to run anything else but crit rate and HP on him, especially at lower levels. As you get better gear for him, you'll be able to push into hards where he can solo hard content. And you know, really, I would just start off here. In this zone, there's only 2 waves of guys, so it doesn't last as long. So you can do hard on here on auto farm pretty early on in the game. And also, if you look at that Reddit page, there's another one that's equipment. It's like equipment breakdown or something. There's another guy that talks about how much experience. That's an experience breakdown. It talks about how much experience you get per zone. And these first 4 zones all give you the same amount of experience whenever you do them on Master. So really, your goal is to get a hero that can farm one of these first 4 zones on Master. And that's like your starting farm. You know, and then you use it. Petra at 5-star can do that. So that should be your first goal, and then once you have that, just like Summer's Wars, you use that as your sort of 6-star factory. Petra plus 3 food, and you feed them to other things, and you make more monsters, and you progress through the game that way. Also, you know, just like in Summer's Wars, getting your starting gear from here, where it shows you what type of gear you get, and it also shows you, I have no airships, so I can't show you. In the upper right corner, I wonder if I can do this. Nope, I need an airship to show you that too. In the upper left corner up here, anytime you select any one of the zones, it'll show you what can drop from that zone. And you can see that 4-star gear can drop from master difficulty of these dungeons. So just by doing this zone right here, you can get 4-star gear for your Petra, which is enough for him to do, do everything you need him to do. Um, and then once you start getting more heroes and you start getting more guys to 5-star, you can start pushing the equipment dungeons. The elemental dungeons are like, I would say 70, not maybe like 50% easier than the equipment dungeons. So if you can get to like stage 4 of the equipment dungeons, go ahead and try to do stage 6 of the elemental dungeons, because you'd be surprised. And if you look in the quests, there's quests all along the way for I guess I already did them all, so you can't. Oh, hey. No, this is new. So this used to not be here. Cool. I just saw this for the first time. So yeah, whenever you're doing the dungeons and temples, for each floor you beat, there's an achievement for it. So getting through landmark things can help you get more pools, which obviously helps you get more heroes. But anyways, so that and good man. So that's how you really start off with farming. And you use your ships wisely. So you probably always want one ship that's over here farming, just leveling guys up. I have this one that uses this guy named Otto. If you pull an Otto, he's a great farmer. He's this the blue rust marine. He's a great farmer. He can go deeper in with less gear than Petra can. Um, with good gear, they could both go pretty far down. But anyway, so you want to always be, farming stuff. Once you get to level 40, you get a 3rd ship for free. You can always buy more ships too. There's some packs in the shop, which honestly, like the airship pack, if you're gonna spend $100, that should probably be, buy the 2 starter packs. And then if you still want to spend $100, that would be the next best thing to get, because ships are like the ultimate limited resource in this game. You can do more stuff with them. And so you see these little explore zones out here. You should always have someone out there exploring, because you get free resources, free energy, free arena tokens, and free keys. You have a chance to get those from exploring these zones. So you never want to have a ship just sitting there idle. There's always something you can be doing with it. But anyway, so there you go. That's crash course of the game. Anyways, all right. So let's see what else is going on in Lions Wars. Spring tourney next week. Oh, no! My defense failed. Oh, it failed at the temple. I don't really care as much about that. Oh yeah, he probably just took it right back from me. So let's see, who was it who beat me? It was, I don't see the person that I beat to this spot. So it was someone else from Salty Dogs that came in and beat my team that was here. Again, my really only good synergized team is sitting up here. And even then, they can be retarded. I say that, but I lost to myself in Arena earlier today. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, so I have a free ship now. What you can do if you have a free ship and you have no energy is you can come down here and just plop it down in a vacant space. So first of all, let me see if there's any empty spaces in this. So see, there's an empty spot right here. I can just plop down any random team like this. It doesn't cost energy since we've already taken this before. And now I'm collecting that extra 4 points per minute. So that's what you can do if you don't have any energy left and you have a ship free. You just plop it down. Same thing with this over here. You can see it has a bunch of empty spots that we could just plop down on. But then you have these that say uncontrolled. Those you would have to have a ship in order to battle it. Or not, yeah, you'd have to have a ship, obviously. You'd have to have an energy in order to battle it. Versus these ones up here that say set defense, I don't need energy to plop a team down there. Let's see what's going on here. Maximize says he's pumped at spring tourney so he can ignore it. That's funny. Where did he say? Oh, there it is. We'll see. Hopefully they were able to improve upon the rewards. I hope, right, that you guys were able to fix the issue with not being able to give progressive rewards as you get closer to 6 wins. But yeah, I mean, I like the general flow of the game. Back whenever the game started, it felt, every time an event came out, it felt very restrictive. It was like, you know, you have to do this and you have to spend all your time on this. It was also because I only had 2 airships. That, you know, that doesn't help. But ever since I hit level 40 and got a 3rd airship and how the events have evolved, it feels more free now. I also got my auto can farm, you know, higher levels of stuff. Whereas, you know, the first event, or the first themed event, I think it was nature, maybe, I want to say. No, it was fire, I think was the first one. Yeah, I think the fire was the first one. So when the fire event first came out, I could only do this on hard, and it really sucked considering I could do like this one on master, and I could do the runes on master with my Petra at the time. But in order to get the stuff I needed for the festival, I had to do volcano, so I felt restricted by what I could do. It just kind of sucked, but now I have something I can farm everywhere, so it doesn't really matter as much to me anymore. But yeah, and the events have improved a lot since the game first came out. It's great to see it growing. Great to see it improve. I hope it's growing. I have no clue if it's growing or not, but it's great to see the devs putting in the time to improve the game. And I gotta say, you know, being what 3-4 months in, this is leaps and bounds ahead of where Summoner's Wars was. So I actually played Summoner's Wars when it came out, like about a month after it came out. The second Hall of Heroes was when I started playing Summoner's Wars. It was when Acasis was the Hall of Heroes. For any of you Summoner's Wars historians out there, right? And I quit playing about 6 months into it because all they had was the campaign and arena, and that was it. There was nothing else in the game to do. So you beat the campaign, and then you did as much as you could in arena, but unless you spent a lot of money, you really didn't get the pulls to get Nat 5s and everything, and it just really sucked. They had the concept of guilds, but there was no point. The only thing guilds gave you was an extra chat window you could talk in, so you could talk to guild members. There was nothing else to it but that. So it was really lame. I kind of got bored of it and I quit, and you know, it was maybe another 3 or 4 months after that. I heard that they had done a bunch of updates to it. I came back in. They had introduced the Tower TOA, and they had introduced guild battles. And that's when I started playing again, and I played for like a year and a half longer after that. I just quit playing at the beginning of this year. So, you know, I don't know, it's the end of last year. So it's about a 3-month gap between when I quit that and when I picked up this game. But yeah, right off the bat, this had Path of the Ancients in it. It had, you know, a lot more. It had the tournament thing there, even though it wasn't fleshed out yet. Now there's tournaments in there. There's a lot more content that came packaged into this game. And then they're still improving on top of that. So I'm really happy that it's further along than Summoner's Wars was at this point in its life cycle. Anyways, that's extra rant. See, yeah, you say there's no point to it, but you know, I was in one of the top 10 guilds for a while in Summoner's Wars on global, and it's pretty intense up there. If you're in a farming guild, you're right, there is no point. And eventually I ended up like, I couldn't handle the stress of dealing with violent procs over and over again, which there are no violence in this game, which is awesome. So RNG only screws you out of your pools. It does not screw you out of your fights as much. Not nearly as much. So yeah, I after, it was maybe about like 2 or 3 months that I was in a top 10 guild, and I was just like, man, this is too much. I was like, you know, I'm gonna go back to being casual, and I went back to being in a casual guild, and then I just got bored after a while, and that's whenever I dipped out. The point is to just get Ifrits. Yeah, that is true. You get Theomars, the water Ifrit, and you win the game because you put him on your defense, and then your defense always wins. That's how it works. Oh man, there are many things I do not miss about that game, and getting wrecked by a Theomars that has no life but has his I can't die thing procced. Although, I say that, wait until you fight a Hugin in this game. Hugin is like this game's version of Theomars. Oh, your son is named Theo? That's kind of cool. Um, actually, just found out I'm having a daughter in the fall, so. But her name is not going to be related to anything video games. That's pretty funny, right, Joey? Anyway, let's do some arenas. Let's do some stuff. Thank you. Didn't I just... I feel like I just fought this team. Yeah, when I started the stream, this was the team that I fought, and we're going to fight it again because I won. So, alright. Yeah, I figured it wasn't based off of Theo Mars from Summer's Wars, a competitive or competing video game to the game that you developed. That would be very awkward if you did that. Alright. Good job, Eos. You did your job. You sped everyone up. Wait, this is a different team. The other team had Jung Ma on it. This team does not have Jung Ma. I need to kill the mechanic first. Wow. Half-life. Typically mechanics are a little tankier than that. And now I need to kill his horsey, because his horsey's gonna res. Or it doesn't matter, now I'm gonna put everyone to sleep again. Let's see. This is where I notice block the most, because if they block here, and my sleep doesn't land, it messes up my entire combo, and that's bad. Yeah, now I need to. I bet he has this guy on like some sort of super crit build. Let's see. Let's do this so that I can't take damage. And he hits the one guy that can take damage. Go figure. Unless some really weird stuff happens, I should have it. He's gonna taunt. Oh, wow. Okay, good job, Blaine. His invulnerability is gonna be up by the time he taunts. That was very odd. And now my Jungma is gonna get to sleep everyone again. Oh, he blocked it. No, now he's gonna taunt. No. See, that's where taunt comes into play for me. Right there. I needed that sleep so that I could finish off his order Petra. He's just delaying the inevitable. Maybe not though, because I don't have strong heals on this team. Can I just take down his Gwen? I think I can. Let me try to sleep to cancel out his turn. Yep, good job. You did it, Gwen. Or Jungma. Alright, now I should be able to auto this. Well, they're gonna do dumb stuff. Alright, we can watch. See, he just used man up on my alchemist, or my mechanic, like why? You could have just done it on Jungma, we would have ended this already, but instead we're gonna grow old because Otto loves to give man up to people who are ladies. See? But we won anyways. See, why? Wait, someone just hit him. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, this arena team is pretty fun. I still wish that I had something besides Eos. Like I would rather use 2 speedy damage dealers. Like actually, I'll show you. I'll just show you what I want my team to be. I have the guys. I just have to 6-star them and gear them. Which I have one geared. I just don't have them 6-starred yet. I have Anchor with really good gear on him. By the way, speed, a 4-star speed with 2 substats is better than a 5-star speed with no speed jewels on it. So that's why I have a 4-star speed right here. But I have really good gear on him, and I have his artifact. So he's going to be really good once I get him, 6-starred and get his gear fully leveled up. But I would replace Jungma with him, and then I would probably use Tor. This guy's name is Tor. I would use him as my other damage dealer, and then I would use my alchemist or my mechanic, which I'm already using. This chick right here. And then I would probably use Otto, either Otto or what'd be really fun is to use Pyrus. So have, and basically have all of them built speed, as fast as possible. And the turn order that I would try to go for would be like my Ancore would go first because his damage is based off of speed and everything. So he's the fastest, followed by Pyrus because he gives everyone an attack buff. See, he does power buff, followed by this guy who makes everyone again attack and he goes berserk, and then followed closely, like it would all be like they'd have to be like one speed apart, and then have my alchemist go and either give someone another turn and reset their skills so they can do all that again, or give everyone evasion and crit. I think AI wise she casts scan for threats first, so with an evasion buff it negates any damage or any debuffs I would take, so that would basically keep me safe for another round. I think the damage output that would do would be substantial enough to just level teams, and I could do it on auto. There wouldn't need to be any reliance on AI to do that. But anyways, so yeah, that's my plans for the future. Well, does anyone else want to see anything else, while we're here? Oh, I forgot to start recording. I guess I'll just upload this directly from Twitch. Anything else going on here? So I have two guys on Sun Lake, and they're not generating, or the Tower of Steel, this inner one, is still generating almost, or more points than the middle one. So yeah, if you control this triad in the middle, the trinity if you will, then you basically win the game. So right now we are winning the game. Yay! It'd be cool to see what rewards we get for this. It looks like shop is like, a way that is probably going to maybe link to a different shop. That's going to be an alliance point shop maybe. I think that would be the best way to handle rewards. Give us a currency that we can spend on the rewards that we want to. And we can kind of prioritize what we want, instead of you having to dictate what we get. And you can always remove and add rewards to the shop, but, you guys did this with the conquest points perfectly. Like, I love the conquest point shop. Oh, hey, I just noticed there are artifact cores in the alliance shop. Who forgot to tell me about this? Is this in one of your unwritten patch notes? Also, I like that you guys added this little rumble notes thing. Hopefully you guys go more robust with it. I would like to see, like, there was an update today. What was in it? I'm sure it was probably just bug fixes, but even if it said, like, bug fixes, I'd be like, okay, now I know I don't need to search for things. Versus, now I'm looking at the Alliance store like, wait, were these added today? Because I swear, I bought my last Kiva shard, so I have Kiva now, and I bought that this week. But these weren't here. This was the end of the line, so apparently these are pretty new, but I actually might get a legendary artifact core. Anyways, alright, cool. Well, I'm going to call the stream there then. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday.